Everybody, and welcome back to Lynn Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz. Jack and Linda are still down in Lake Jackson. Linda is on the phone. She's looking up new recipes because apparently the ones I keep coming up with are horrible. No, they're actually pretty good. I think they're mostly her fault because I found them because of her. Today we're doing some more Tex-Mex stuff, man. Unless you don't want just horrible regular chips with cheese on it, call it nachos. You want to be a little fancier, we're going to do it here. Before we do, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y stuff, ring the little bell. We do these on Tuesdays and Fridays. Thank you very much for everybody who subscribes, signs up with us, rings the little bell, gives us a like. It very much helps us. And be sure to check our shameless plug, our merch thing down the thing. We got pot holders, fake hands, spatulas, flippers, spoons, and our aprons that are nice and slimming because they're black. Really cool. They make me look all buff like that. Let's just get into it. Okay, so bare minimum, you're going to need some chicken. I got this for like a couple of bucks, but I'm going to use half of it. So, like, you want about maybe a pound of chicken. You want one good onion, a can of the nacho cheese if you want to be broke. This is great. Or you can get, like, the shredded stuff to go on your chicken, if you got that kind of money. And how fancy you want your fajitas to do. You're going to need a package of the fajita seasoning. It says... yeah, that's fajita seasoning. You make it your own self, whatever. And then you're going to need some chips, some tortilla chips. And if you're getting tortilla chips and you're not getting hit of lime, or even living life, man, just get the hit of lime stuff. Trust me, it's good. You're going to need a little bit of oil to cook your chicken. Just a little bit, like a tablespoon or so at the most. All right, so first things first, you want to cut up your onion. When I'm doing it in the nachos and stuff, I try to cut them down as small as possible. I don't do like the big loopy pieces of onion. Also, I've been asked about bell peppers, because generally when you get the sizzling fajita plate at the restaurants or whatever, where they're charging an arm and a leg for like not good fajitas, they come with like the bell peppers and the onions. Oh, so let's go ahead and cube down your chicken. Go ahead and cut it as small enough pieces if you can. If it's really thick, you can cut it long ways, then cut it short ways, right? It's easy enough. So yeah, back to the bell peppers. I generally don't do the bell peppers. They don't go well, I think, personally, with the chips. I'm just not that big a fan of the bell peppers to begin with. So I tend to leave them out. You can put them in. This is down to your options, man. If you want to make the fajitas like that, that's fine. Wash your hands. You've been dealing with raw chicken. Wash your hands. So now you get your skillet. You want to get it to about medium high. And get, like I said, maybe a little bit of oil. Like tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. You might have to drain a lot of that. But so you got that up to speed. First thing you want to do is put in your onions. You're going to want those cooked down first because they cook slower than your chicken. You don't want them to full on caramelize. Just let them cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. They'll start getting cooked. It makes the whole house smell like onion. It's outstanding. But once you get that done, go ahead and just put your chicken right in there with it. Be sure to stir it. Put the meat down on the metal. Cook it till all that pink's out of there. So be careful with your chicken, man. It'll say browned. I had people, like, just the same as the hamburger meat, say they never brown chicken because it always turned gray or white, so they throw it out. So just let it cook. It'll turn slight brown. Get you another pot if you're going to use the cheap nacho cheese and try to get it out of that can. All you're doing is heating that stuff up, man. So get it out, put it in there, put it down on low because you don't want to like superheat it or burn it. The smell of that fake kind of sort of cheese stuff, this is burnt, it's horrible. So your chicken is going to turn white and it'll start getting little bits of brown stuff on it. Go ahead and drain it and then put about half a cup of water. Now if you go by the instructions on the packet, it'll say a full cup. If you do that, your stuff, season a spoon. Be sure to season a spoon just for Jack. But if you do it by the instructions, you're going to have like runny taco seasoning, runny fajita seasoning. So I use like half a cup. Put it in there, and if it's not enough, sprinkle a little bit more in there, but I rarely, if ever, go with the full cup. So be sure to stir this around, make sure to get that seasoning all over absolutely everything. It'll take a minute. You want to keep the heat on, right? It's because you're finishing the cooking and browning the chicken as you're getting this stuff done. Maybe cook it for a minute, 2 minutes. Like I said, you can see the water and the seasoning kind of bubbling. You're good, right? So after it's cooked in there with the seasoning on it for about a minute and a half, go ahead and turn that off, pull it off the heat, and you're set. Now it's time to make some nachos. I'm just going to show you some examples. Everybody's individual. Everybody's different with how you eat your nachos, how you dress them. Just some sample stuff if you've never had it. A lot of people overseas are fans of our stuff that just aren't regular nacho people. So throw your chips down. I like put them on the bottom, but be careful if you use the cheap cheese and stuff because it will make those chips soggy. I've had people that like do them on the side, like just, hey, it's a bowl full of chips, and then they do a bowl full of their, nachos and seasoning stuff. Like, I don't trust that. So go ahead, put your meat down, put your cheese directly on top of it. It'll melt it a little bit. That's going to be good. Hit it with some of your onion, which is great. Jalapenos, lettuce, tomatoes, how you want to do it. And just get your shredded lettuce. I had some left over from the tostadas video. If you want to see how I did that, check the link down the doobly-doo. Here's another one. This is the traditional sports nachos where it's just chips with that shitty, shiny, runny, fake cheese stuff on top of it. And done. So you got that on there. And now go ahead and add you some cheese. Now it's worth the $5 they're charging you for this at the sports games and stuff. You can dress it with all stuff and things on top of there. This is Texas, so we usually add jalapenos. So there you go. Chips, cheese, meat, and jalapenos, nachos, kinda, sorta. Again, straight chips. Then we're gonna put the last of our shitty, shiny cheese there on our chips, and then we're gonna double the cheese here. Yeah, that's what makes it good. It's like extra cheese. So that was a Mexican blend, which is 3 different kinds of cheeses. Plus that kind of, so it's 3.5 cheese dip, if you want to. I always try to put my meat on top of the cheeses. I'm not a big fan of putting the cheese on top of the meats because A, you'll be able to spot the meats and get them on your chips easier, and B, it doesn't hide the meats and you lose it and it gets cold and gets stuck to the side or something. This is going to be like the over the top. I want to put everything on this one. Get a little bit of lettuce. Never a giant fan of the lettuce and tomato stuff on my nachos, mostly because it makes it taste like salad. Not that I have anything against salad, but if I'm eating nachos, I don't want to taste salad. I want to taste nachos. So go ahead and add everything else in here. Now here's the trick. A slight life hack from the Fat Texas guy. Don't put your seasoning stuff or your topping stuff, salsas and sour creams, on your chips. Put them off to the side. That way you can put it on whatever chips you want. You don't have to chase it all over the place, and it lasts a lot longer and your chips get less soggy. There it is, man. That is nachos. Super cheap. The most expensive part of this is the chicken, and we only use half of it, so it's like $2.50, $3 worth of chicken. This is amazing. This is outstanding. And like I said, quick Tex-Mex stuff. This made enough for 4 plates, depending on how big a pile of nachos. You could do one giant stack of nachos like this if you really want to. So, yeah. So it depends on how thin you want to make it, but it's well under our budget. Feeds at least 4 people one time, and it's outstanding. You need to try this one, all right? Oh, well, we're running out of battery. So there you have it. My very dark camera. For some reason, I'm going to have to fix that again. I do that again. But now you got fajita nachos. Like a million different ways. Dress them how you want to do them. If you do it differently, you want to see us do it differently, let me know. Put it down in the comments. That's what they're there for. Or you can find us on social media. Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon. You can find us at all those at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. Or you can also find us at Instagram at Living With Me. We had to kind of shorten it down. And I'll see you next time. I'm going to go eat some nachos. Preferably something loud so I don't hear them crunch. Let's do that.